Hello and welcome to watching another catch up on the Rangers here. Last time I did a video was right before the Christmas break for them, and they played one game before Christmas that I didn't get a chance to cover was the Islanders in my previous video. That's because I think it happened the day after I posted it. I didn't get a chance to watch that game a whole lot either because I was traveling for the holiday there. For what I caught though, I think I caught, it was the third period I believe, and it looked like a very good game from them overall. I really didn't get a chance to see who was playing well or not. So that one's kind of on me there, just traveling. Of course, Christmas break, there's no games played. First game back was the Capitals, of which that was by far the worst game that I am recapping here real quick. It was a 4-0 shutout, a loss. No one looked really good. Shesterkin looked off. The defense was lackadaisical. I think it was the second goal, I believe. It just kind of drifts up into the slot very, very slow. No one picks it up. It just goes right past them. Honestly, it was a very forgettable game. I've kind of memory hold that one a bit. Luckily, they followed it up with a fantastic game against the Lightning. Just came up a litlittle short. It was a 2-1 shootout loss, and that was fantastic. That's the kind of game that we expect from the Rangers this season, especially after that 7-game winning streak. They really came back into form, and continuing on with that, Mika Zibanejad has been absolutely amazing coming up over the past month probably, because after that game in that tight loss to Tampa, that was the last game in 2022, New Year's Day, they played Florida, which was an absolute back and forth affair. I was not expecting that, considering Florida is they're not playing good this year. They do not look like the President's Trophy winners from last year. They look tired. They look beat. I think that trade of Huberdeau to Calgary hurts them a lot more than they thought it would. I believe it was probably done because of money reasons. Then Rangers pull that one out, though, win it 5-3. I think Mika picked up a couple goals in that. Almost had a hat trick there. Kreider, I think, another point. Panarin looked good in the Lightning game. He got a goal in the shootout to continue it on past the third round there when they needed it, or else they were going to lose that game, even though it ultimately was a loss. And then after the Panthers game, they came back home yesterday, Tuesday, January 6th, from when this recording happened, and beat the they beat the Canes 5-3 like they did the Panthers. But this game had some of the worst goals I've ever seen. I mean, I think Panarin got a goal, Miller got a goal, Zibanejad got 2, I think, there. But they were just like lackadaisical shots from the blue line or from above the hash marks on the face-off dots. And they just went by. They just went by the Carolina goalie, who I forget his name now. I'm drawing a blank on his name there. Even Shesterkin, though, had a few that made no sense. The Rangers go up, I believe. The Rangers, I think, end up going back to tying the game 2-2. And then now 30 seconds later, Carolina just ends up flicking one off the wrist there. It goes right above Shesterkin's pad and shoulder and glove, I think, all at the same time. I mean, it was a good win for the Rangers. They tightened it up in the second half of that game because they needed to. But that game was almost hilariously bad to watch for how some of those goals went. That being said, it looks like they're back to doing well again here. Outside of they had those 3 losses in 4 games when they lost to Pittsburgh, Washington, and Tampa towards the end of December. Outside of that one win from the Islanders. But it's a new year here. It's still, I think they're only halfway through the season still. They've only played 39 games, I believe, so they're not even quite halfway through the season. But if they keep playing like this, they should make the playoffs. They are now 3rd place in the Metropolitan Division, a point ahead of the Capitals with a game in hand, 2 points behind the Devils, but the Devils, I think, have 2 plays still compared to the Rangers there. And having beat Carolina, they ended Carolina's 11-game winning streak. That being said, Carolina is still 8 points ahead of them. Not to say the Rangers can't catch them, but that is quite a bit to overcome. You got to hope Carolina kind of goes on a skid there where they maybe play 500 hockey, and the Rangers are going to have to probably be playing, getting at least 70% of the points possible for over the next few months here for their games, or maybe not months, but the next few weeks or so, to be able to catch up with Carolina. Coming up this week is tomorrow night on Thursday, January 5th. Did I say 6th too when I mentioned that? That was January 3rd, by the way. Days are hard for me. So January 5th, this Thursday, from when this video is getting posted here, they go up to Montreal. And after that, this Saturday, it is, I think it's considered an away game. But is it really an away game for the Rangers when they go play the Devils in New Jersey? I don't really think it is. It might as well just be, it's basically a pseudo home game. Those are the two games coming up here. They do have another one coming up, I believe, before when I would post the next video. I forget exactly who that happens to be. I'll take a look here just to see. The big game, of course, is going to be against the Devils this Saturday. Once again, 2 points behind them. They kind of need to have that win. They're actually not even 1 point behind them. Devils still 2 games in hand. As for the schedule, though, it was Montreal, the Devils, and then next Tuesday at home against the Minnesota Wild. Cross-conference game. Those games are usually harder to predict what's going to happen. I think the Rangers can take Montreal. They can definitely take the Devils, and the Wild will just be that. If they can keep this up, though, this is looking like a very, very good chance to make another playoff appearance again. Back-to-back playoff appearances since the 16 and 17 postseasons would be their first back-to-back playoff appearances since then. And that's what we are certainly hoping for. But they just got to keep playing there. The kids have come along great. Kakko has absolutely been a lot better than he has been playing. We saw glimpses of that last year in the postseason, and I think it took him a little bit of time along with the rest of the team to get back on track this year, but he has been looking great. Philip Hedl has done well. I haven't seen much from Lafreniere recently. I'm trying to remember if he's injured or not. It's been, with the holidays, it's been a little crazy keeping on track with these guys. Trocheck is looking fine. He was a great pickup for the centerman. Kreider's finally rolling back into form. I know 50 goals is probably not going to happen this year like last year, but I think he's still doing great. Panarin has come back, and then Mika Zibanejad has just been, he's just been all over the place. That has been absolutely probably the best trade steal that the Rangers have ever had since the Ryan McDonagh deal, when they traded Scott Gomez to Montreal there. That's going back over a decade now. But Mika Zibanejad, that trade they got from Ottawa back 5-6 years ago, has just been absolutely amazing. And we just keep rolling with him. That's pretty much it now. We look forward to seeing another video next week. And Rangers, I think, can win all these games, and that's what I'm hoping for. So here's to 3 wins hopefully coming up here, and I will catch you all next week, everyone. Thank you very much, and take care.